yeah, then we popped out with the record, We Get Turned Up, that was coming out of high school. And that just took over the entire, planet for real, as far as just everybody posted it, man. From man, the names go on forever, man. Usher performing it on his BET Awards. Rihanna posting it. Shoot, Chance the Rapper. I think we had a Bieber app that posted a meme with the record on it. So the record was just moving in so many different directions and just climbing at such a steadily rate. Shoot, man. That was a very pivotal moment in our career that really solidified and stamped, Twin Hector in the game. What's the deal, P?
How are you, man?
Sure, all is well, man. Doing good, doing good.
I
How you doing?
appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
Already, man. Appreciate you for having me. Appreciate you having me.
Of
Bringing
course.
it back, bringing it back. Hi. Hi.
We'll bring it back to your day one. How did you get into this music industry thing? And just curious to kind of hear your origin story, man.
Sure, man. Kind of how I was brought into the world for real, man. Just it was just God given for real, man. Like kind of been, sure ever since, I could even, even talk, what I mean, just sitting, just being in my mom's, backseat and just, just singing and rapping my life away, what I'm saying, in karaoke style and, from winning talent shows, from elementary to, just kind of just man, just having that natural, attraction from people to just be like, yo, yeah, because I was a rising star with my twin brother, what I mean, since
Uh-huh.
since a teenager, what I mean. So pretty much, basically, even during high school, we was getting checked out of school to go perform at other schools, So it's been it was almost like not even like something like, all right, this something that like this something we want to do. It was something that we were just born into, without no force. Like it wasn't even like no Joe Jackson type of thing. Like, hey,
Yeah.
oh, y'all gonna practice every day in the living room and y'all practice every day. Man, we just like kind of just lived and just swagged our way through, through life and just look up and, shoot the, world, sings our music, or, give me great respect and shoot, man. And we here today. You know what I mean? Shoot. So even coming out of high school, we had a platinum record doing over 100 million streams. We get turned up, you know what I mean? And even down to now, shoot, just from the timeline from then to now, we just been, I just been like, cracking that um probably every genre, what I mean, you can think. So like it's turned into like a songwriter, artist, type of relationship with just, the business of the music and the the ability and the love for it. So right now, we're climbing the heart and soul charts. You know what I mean? So we got a singer right now pushing. It's called "I Like It."
I love the song, man. I was just listening to it.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So yeah, man, we pushing heart and soul and R&B, kind of giving that '90s vibe back. I'm not sure if you heard of the 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 double head record, aside I like it, good to me.
Hmm.
Uh, Super fire, man. Super good vibe, man. We just bringing that '90s back, So this actually was a perfect, podcast. You know what I mean, for me, as far as just the words and you know what I mean, bringing it back. Only because our primary focus with the squad right now is bringing back that undeniable touch. You know what I mean, that undeniable sound, that undeniable feeling. You know what I'm saying, when you hear, what I mean, good music, good R&B, good heart and soul. Heart and soul is like what's the life without heart and soul? Feel me?
100%, man. I love that. I love it. Well, you and your brother, you guys grew up where in Dayton, Ohio? Is that what I saw?
And we was raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, but we born in Dayton.
Born in Dayton and raised in Atlanta.
Okay. Dude, I
Yeah.
was I was 1 month away from being born in Dayton, Ohio. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Yeah, my
That's
dad and
fine.
mom,
Yeah.
they're from Ohio. They moved to Dayton. My dad got a job. They went to Bowling Green,
Huh.
in Ohio, and my mom was 9 months pregnant with me. And my dad got his job transferred him to San Diego, California. He didn't even know where the hell it was. He looked on the map. He's like, "Well, that's far away from Dayton. I'm down."
Oh man, freaking
And they
crazy.
moved to San Diego, and I was born the next month after that.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so I was this close to being born in Dayton. So I saw you're from Dayton or born there. I was like, that's amazing.
I mean, technically, you were, because
I was conceived
you
in Dayton.
were made in Dayton. You still a 937, man. So now I got
Uh-oh.
to know I'm talking to somebody from, basically from the same city as me. Rather you were actually, born in that hospital or not, you still were conceived in the same energy I was conceived in. So
Yeah, it's so
it's
wild,
family.
man. So you guys moved to Atlanta. You said how old are you when you moved to Atlanta?
Moved to Atlanta at the age of um maybe like 11.
Okay.
Yep.
You spent the
Yep.
first, yeah, bit of
Yeah,
time
the
in
first.
yeah, in Dayton, huh?
Sure. Oh, Dayton, I still know Dayton like the back of my hand. Sure, we ran the Dayton streets really, really, really tough as kids. It wasn't, all this iPhones and Androids and PlayStations. As much as it was, it still wasn't about that growing up for us. You know what I mean? We was outside. We was, trying to beat the street lights. You know what I mean? Trying to just like spending the entire day playing ball at the park with the entire neighborhood coming through. You know what I'm saying? We was riding our bikes. We was trying to get around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it
so
wasn't.
but it
Go
sounds
ahead,
like you
brother.
guys were musical, like, from a very early age. Like, was that something that your mom or your dad or somebody was like, "Wow," like, you and your brother were, like, very, gifted with this? Was that
For
something that they
sure.
yeah,
It,
did they
it was
saw
a,
and
it
put
was
you
a
in
natural.
lessons or anything like that?
No. Uh-uh. It was. I tell you, it was really a natural based timeline. You know what I mean? Like, we just had, unfathomable amount of support from my mom. You get what I'm saying? And family being. You get what I'm saying? So everyone just always just fully supported us. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, rather we were good or not. You know what I mean? But everybody really, applauded us. As if they were in awe. So, that was all the spirit. Spirit needed for us to just keep going and keep trying and keep, just keep rocking out.
And so were you guys must have been doing that in Dayton area, right, before you had moved?
In the
You're
Dayton
already
area, we did have a very popular song before we left, and then we was probably like 10, 11 years old. Serious, serious.
Really? What
Yes.
song was that?
It was actually like it was in our school. You know what I mean? Like we had made up like a chant. You know what I mean? Because we went to a school called Meadowdale. Like we don't stop, man. We don't fail. We the Hector boys. You red Meadowdale. And it was
I
the
love that
whole
you still know it. It's so good.
Okay, it was crazy. Like all the principals and teachers used to have us come to freaking come sing the song like for every lunch and all kind of shit, bro. It was crazy.
That's amazing, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. So
Uh,
that's pretty much how it's been, man. It's just a ball of fun. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's what it's about, man. I'm just having fun, man. I'm just doing what I love. You know what I mean? Just
love
doing
that.
what I love.
So then you get to Atlanta and, like, what would you say was there you and your brother started something early on, right, together? And
Yeah,
then
correct,
oh,
correct.
yeah, and you had some success with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, what was,
Monster.
like, what was, like, the first, like, like, kind of moment or, like, was there, like, a validation that you had or, you guys had together where you're like, "Wow, this is, like" or, aside from I mean, that's a big validation having, like, the school be like, "Yo, come sing for like, this is
Sure,
huge." But,
for sure.
like, what would be, like, kinda, like, the next step there?
Man, I would never forget our first day in school in junior high. We were in seventh grade. I would never forget my first day in Atlanta. It's the first day of school in Atlanta when me and my twin brother walking past the cafeteria during one of the lunch periods, and it was a table full of girls just screaming. And we were only in 7th grade. And this is the God honest truth. Like, it's no gas. Anybody see this and know this moment, I've told the same exact story my whole life. And shoot, the girls and the people who were even a part of that moment will freaking vouch and validate until they can't. And it was just like that was just, for so just that, what I mean. But as far as like, musically, man, we just like just that kind of just pulled that I just wanted I made that comment to basically say no matter what we did is and we've been releasing music, you know what I mean. So it was releasing music. We started releasing music at like 14, 15 with a no lie remix for two Chains and Drake, you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
And everybody started singing that, and then we just started doing our own music. And shoot, that's when shoot we start coming out with different records. And shoot, other schools were basically inquiring us to come perform at their pep rallies, you know what I mean, during high
Wow.
school. Because we were such a thing on social media by then, you know what I mean. Everybody was just like so, infatuated and in tune with the twins, you know what I mean. And yeah, then we popped out with the record, We Get Turned Up, that was coming out of high school. And that just took over the entire, planet for real, as far as just everybody posted it, man. From man, the names go on forever, man. Usher performing it on his BET Awards. Rihanna posting it. Shoot, Chance the Rapper. I think we had a Bieber had that posted a meme with the record on it. So the record was just moving in so many different directions and just climbing at such a steadily rate. Shoot, man. That was a very pivotal moment in our career that really solidified his stamp. Twin Hector in the game.
Wow. I can't even imagine that, man. I mean, to see that you said you were out of high school, like, kinda right out of high school when that happened?
Right out of high school.
Oh my gosh. Like, to see that happen at that age, being like, "Okay, damn," like and then are, like, record labels calling you guys and, like, managers? I mean, it must have been
There.
and to be that young, that must have been wild to have
Hmm.
that, attention on you.
Seriously, seriously, and basically that was because we really, and it was crazy because we still start star students, you know what I mean, star athletes, starting varsity since sophomore year in high school basketball.
Jeez.
um Graduated with 3.8 GPA, you know what I mean, like still make sure we handled our business, stood on the business, stood on the principles, and make sure we was knocking out all our targets while we still had kind of like a Superman uniform to wear outside of the Clark Kent uniform. So it's all tied in, especially with us being, star athletes. It was like, man, after the games, we was even taking pictures with the other cheerleaders and things of that nature. So, it's been a ball my whole life. I can't even like, I really can't even, I don't even see time no more at this point because like since the dawn of time, it's been like, oh, it's just been like a fiesta, you know.
Uh,
It's been a real players ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
so I enjoy it, man. And yeah, right now, heart and soul.
I
Heart
love
and
it. Yeah,
soul.
so with the new records, I mean, you had the the thing with your brother that you guys did together, and then now
Right.
what you kind of like done two like you're doing a solo thing now, right? With Twin
Yeah,
Hector.
for sure. We growing up, and then with that whole, we get turned up situation, like, we kind of, had some bad people come in a part of our business, you know what I mean, and really do a number on our, on our situation, on our just on our whole, career at the time. You know what I mean? And kind of
Yeah, it's
really,
hard, right? You don't know who to trust, especially when you're young like that and
you see what
everything.
I'm saying?
And you just
And
want it, right? You just want it so bad to have it
right,
work and happen that it's like,
right,
yeah, I
right.
can't. I think that'd be so hard.
But all the real ones in the game, and they're proven with with great tribulation. They're proven with great adversity, great hardships, and we face them with our head up, head high, and gracefully we were able to you know transition out of um that 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 bad situation. You know what I mean? And now we're doing everything on an independent scale, and
Mhm.
ultimately it did lead my twin to kind of taking a back road on the music scene. You know what I mean? And kind of just like he's living in Miami right now, and he probably got his feet up, sitting on the water. He's incredible, man. I love him to death. We speak very often. Sure, he's still my best friend, forever my best friend, and sure, you never know, man. Like it's always a different trick up our sleeve. So just be ready. You know what I mean? Just be ready because he'll definitely be back on the scene. And a lot of people don't even know that. You know what I mean? Because of you know how much more accolades and trophies I've added to the case. To the with on my solo side, a lot of people don't even know that I'm a real twin. So to see when I pop back out with my brother, it's gonna be like, oh, shit,
Yeah, people are gonna go wild.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so was it hard to kinda, like, make the decision to go as, back then to just say, "I'm gonna keep doing this, but I'm gonna do it, on my own in a way?"
Yeah, yeah, man. That was very difficult. Probably the most difficult, part of my life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was probably was like that's like my I was born with this person. You know what I mean? 6 minutes apart. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's been every second, every minute, every hour of the day, all the way up until our early early adulthood. And yeah, man. So it was a tough transition. It was a tough pill to swallow, but ultimately, man, I know I still have a certain responsibility. I know I still had a certain love and passion for what we do with the music, and you know every time I get on the mic, sure, and I hear the quality and the sound and just the angelic tunes that come back on the feedback, and it just gives me another day to be like, this is good. We going again. We're going again. You hear me? Straight up.
I
So
love it,
yeah,
dude.
man. It's a tough pill, but still a man, still a, still strong. That's always been that's just in our blood. You know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
strong. Be continuous, be resilient. And finish the job.
What made you decide, like, with "I Like It," we were talking earlier, it's definitely
Mhm.
has that nostalgia of the '90s R&B and all of that, like, was there
Yeah.
something that was it just that you grew up on that and you kinda wanted to revive that, sound, or, like, what kinda made you look at this new
Exactly.
song with it with that, like, lens?
Well, exactly that. I grew up. Like I told you, man. Since growing up in the back of our parents' back seat. It's been singing from the bottom of our heart. You know, what I mean, the depths of our souls to basically from that '90s R&B vibe. You know, what I mean, that early 2000s. Um, and you know, growing up, then, kind of going into like, my own adulthood and just starting to being around, like just being in certain environments, that we was kind of, raised in. Of course you're gonna, get pulled into certain social influences as to what's hot and what's not. You know what I mean? What styles to go with, how to sing, how to rap, all this thing because of the trajectory and the direction that, the game is going into. But man, ultimately I just kind of just just had an epiphany, just had a moment, and kind of went back down my own like um like my own time machine. And it was like for a period of time I was just only back listening to that 90s and the early 2000s, even down to 60s, 70s, 80s music. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the new music is, I respect it all. I respect all of it, but it's just it just isn't it's just not it's not in the vibration that I'm moving in. You know what I mean? As far as I just don't. I'm not too high on all the chitty chitty bang bang, like just hooped and hollering type of sounds right now. You know what I mean? I'm really on I'm on some cool shit. In my real life. My like some of my music got it's very important for your music and your catalog and your you know even your interviews to reflect like who you really are. You know what I mean, and where you really are in life. Because if you're trying to pose into something else, like say I'm living on a golf course. You know what I mean, with a pool and what I mean, having different maybe cool vibes and things over here, and I'm up here talking about let's go kill these, and it's like, bro, that's not even my vibe right now. You feel me? So,
I know.
my,
I want to get my clubs.
you feel me? Like I real deal be having, I keep a nice vibe in rotation. You know what I'm saying? Some birds chirping, dogs barking, trees blowing. Like, man, they're putting some R&B shit going on in jet right now. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah. So that's what it is, man. That's what kind of ultimately led me to go, but go into this chapter of my career, and it's received great feedback. You know what I mean? And I feel good about it. So that's really the most important thing about it. I feel good about it, and to see other big heads to giants and mid level and ground level um, consumers uh, receive it in a fashion in a the love and appreciation for it. That's all that matter to me, man. And so it's this just who we are. It's who we are.
Yeah, people love it, man. I mean, it's getting added all the time to different. I started off in radio, so I still will see those charts, and
And
a bunch of stations are adding it. I mean, that's so huge, man.
that's great. That's
Um,
freaking great. It's awesome for real, man. Like right now, I believe we top 30 on the iHeart charts.
yeah, that's so
And,
massive.
uh, yeah, man. Every day, man, it's just another pillar unfolding. It's just another pillar unfolding. I'm just, really just, I'm just sitting back, drinking my water or my coffee, and just really just appreciating the fruits of my labor and watching my garden come to harvest.
Love that, dude. You're
Yeah,
so positive, dude. And I mean, we could cut this because I'm not the podcast or the interview like gotcha guy. I think that
sure.
shit's stupid. But I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff going in the tabloids about with you because of all the shit that you've been through, and to talk to you and have you be you're so positive and just not, you haven't acknowledged it at all. It's like I don't know. I have so much respect for you, man. Like that's so cool.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And yeah, we're not gonna go to it, but as far as in response uh, um to how basically like your perspective on how I conduct and handle myself through all the frenzy and the bombshells. Um, Experience, man. Experience raised warriors. You know what I mean? This luckily this ain't my first rodeo with being like the face of the internet or one of the biggest stories pitched, or just having a million responses and interactions at one time and things of that nature. Man, I kind of just like I told you, man. I walk the park every day, man. I walk my golf course every day. I drink my water, man. I try to mind my business. You know what I mean? And me and my team, man, we've been working, so hard and so diligent on so much other material and projects that on my behalf, that would be selfish if I really just try to allow that to cover all the things we've been working for, over the years, over the months, over the sleepless nights. You know what I mean? The just getting through so many other storms and roadblocks. Like it's so much life to, really like grasp on and remain on a good leg with, what I mean, regardless of, you know, certain bombshells and surprises and things that, was supposed to be, confident matters or confidential matters and private matters. But, shoot, I don't question the universe, I don't question, God and his doings. So man, I just take it all in, and ultimately I know that that situation, you know, it didn't make nor will it break, Twin Hector. So that's a here nor there. Like that's the universe over there working. I'm still doing what I gotta do as a young man, as an artist, as a family man, as a businessman, to make sure that this boat stays in rotation, and these engines and all our fluids and our everything is up to level, up to date, and everybody is calm. Because at the end of the day, like I'm teaching my nephew how to drive right now. I'm gonna take him go driving when I get off phone with you.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, for sure. I tell him, he's like, man, I told him the main thing as a pilot or as a driver is to make sure your passengers feel comfortable. So there's a lot of people around me that depend on my spirit, that depend on my vibe, that depend on my, my conversation, just my leadership in general. So I got to make sure that I provide a good example, for not only them but myself.
Well, dude, I have so much respect for you and what you're doing and just having that, that, like I said, just having this conversation with you and how positive you are and everything. It's like, man, like that's so awesome just to see, what you have to kind of deal with on the outside. And
Thank you,
yeah,
thank
man.
you. Because you know that a lot of people like, they try to tell me like what to do or what to say or how to say this or how to respond or how to, and I really like, at first, because when things come at you so fast, it's like like your brain isn't like in a comatose, like it's in a shock. It's like, oh, wait a minute. So it's like
Mhm.
you kind of feed into it a little bit, but then once like I listen to frequencies daily. What I mean. So once I just start getting back into my frequencies and kind of my and just feeling my my brain and body, kind of reprogram itself. I was just like ultimately just be you, twin. What I mean? Like it's not even like that's the only way you're gonna perform and acknowledge and be personable with anybody when you're like just true like 1,000 yourself. Because I don't want to have to remember what this person tried to say or this person tried to give me advice on or this. Like just be you, like bro. You been you. Motherfuckers been following you. That's been the label on your DNA since you got here. People
Yeah.
needed the leadership. So remain that, and just keep your head high, and stay positive. Keep spinning out this good music. You know what I mean, and shit. Keep rocking on.
I love it, dude. I love what you're doing. And I'm sure you said you got a lot of other stuff you got coming out soon here. I mean,
Uh,
obviously I like it's brand new, but you've got more sounds like you got more
yes,
music on the way here as well.
man. Got over it, man. The album is already done.
Damn, really?
For sure, it's over 2,500 records in the catalog right now. So we
Wow.
can we can drop every day, probably for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? If I wanted to, but because I'm gonna just keep adding on. You know what I mean? I probably go to the studio later today. You know what I mean? Like I record all my music like on the side of my bed. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
engineer, mix, master. You know what I mean? Fly to all the vocals, everything. It's just like I just became real. I really became one with the craft and the anatomy of music. So yeah, man, we got right now we got two records climbing the radio right now. I like it. Good to me. We got
Mhm.
plenty of other records coming out. Um, it's a surprise. It's a surprise album um, releasing actually tomorrow on Even. You know what I mean? It's a platform where people basically can pay what they want. Basically for a body of music. You know what I mean? And
Really?
the album called '90s Baby. So it's gonna be more vibes, more sounds, in this in this in this space. You know what I mean? Of I like it and good to me, and just it's just gonna remind you of that feeling. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, '90s Baby out tomorrow. So that was it was gonna be a surprise, but might as well, you know what I mean, give it and let it be known. You can publish that. Twin Hector dropped surprise album on the even platform, '90s Baby. Go check him out. You know what I mean? Pretty dope guy. Da, da, da. Your whole from
I
that
love it, dude. Dude, that's so cool, man. I appreciate it.
already.
Uh, I got one more question for you, Twin, before I let you go, and then you can, I don't want to take you from teaching your nephew how to drive here. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
It's so much advice, and you know what I mean. Oh wow. So I want to give them something good. You know what I mean. It's a few of them. I'm gonna give a few. You know, the answer always lies within. Champions persevere. You miss every shot you don't take. Um, be true to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to deliver. You know what I mean? Even if you feel like you don't have the audience that that you see the next person have, or what the next person have isn't, that isn't what God has, has positioned for you right now. So be joyful and rejoice in what you have on today, for the universe to bless you for, something new tomorrow. Because it's hard for the universe and for God to communicate with you and to get back to you in a state of um in a state of um what's the word I'm looking for? Um Unappreciative, like being unappreciative of what's in your life right now, in your grace, in your grips. You know what I mean? But it's always just about, it's about doing the back work too. You know what I mean? Doing research, studying, you know, the true craft and the true routes, you know what I mean, that, that has positioned certain people, because it's a million ways to to get a million, whatever, $1 million, million followers, million impressions, million views. It's a million ways to get a million everything. So what might happen for Joe may not be the way that happened for Tony. You get what I'm saying, or for Rick. So just kind of like take a mixture of everyone's success and hone it into your own your own story, and that's kind of like an undeniable like formula. Like honing everyone in your field. If we speaking on career and business, honing into whatever business or career field you're in, doing the necessary research and back work, and literally molding everyone's success into yours, and walking in that light. You know what I mean? And sure, man, the possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless. Nothing is promised. So it's just all about, you know, just going with the flows, taking the blows, and, you know, doing your thing, man. Just doing your thing. Just make sure you always contend with yourself. Make sure you confident with yourself. You know what I mean? Talk to the mirror. Listen to frequencies, listen to good vibes. A lot of time, the music that you pollute yourself with can directly affect how you feel, how you think, what you think of yourself. Shit. Sometimes I only listen to lo-fi music. You know what I mean? That's because it's no words. It's only it's like a cool hip hop jazz. So it allows me to filter my mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another thing, man. That's also important, man. Filtering your mind. You know what I mean? Make sure you filter your mind. If you feel like you have so much or too much to think about, or to try to put together, or try to organize, eliminate the words in the music. You know what I mean? Either put some frequencies on. You know what I mean? I personally recommend wisdom frequencies. You know what I mean? And you can honestly literally feel your body filtering and letting out the things that and the thoughts that aren't needed, or at least even if it's right now. It really helps you hone into, okay, bad, I need to do this like this. Instead of just like being like, okay, I need to do this, 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 I need to do this. It's like, all right, I need to do this. And oh snap, I kind of just gotta, no, I got an idea how to do it. Oh, wait, let me do it right now. Do it. And you just moving now because your body is filtered, and it's organizing itself. When you cluttering yourself with so many different opinions, so many different people's thoughts and 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 fallacies and all that, that's just like with anything, man. If you're making a pot of freaking, if you're making a pot of spaghetti, you only use the ingredients for spaghetti, but you start throwing in everybody else's ingredients and everybody else's opinions and everybody else's recipes. You just made you a big ass pot of shit. So, so make sure you filtering out your recipes and your ingredients. You know what I mean? And shoot, attacking it, man. One day at a time, one step at a time. Going, going. Keep God first. I know a lot of people say that, keep God first. But that has to be a true lifestyle. I mean, it can't be like a lottery ticket. I mean, you have to truly hone into, you know, his word, his laws, his his practices, his patience. You know what I mean, and understand that wisdom is more precious than rubies. So once you start understanding things of that nature, and once you start kind of getting into the true law of wealth and riches, which is within, which is, then because you can't be rich if you ain't already rich of the mind. You know what I mean? Like you go give shit you go give somebody random on the street $1 million. You know what I mean? Shit, more than likely, that $1 million if he gone in a super short amount of time, then you give it to somebody um who's put in the necessary research, studying, and program themselves for the correct information and wisdom to to sustain this million for a lifetime and be generational. So it's just all about just preparing yourself, man, for something that you can't prepare for. You gotta prepare yourself for the unprepared. You gotta fathom the unfathomable. It's like nothing. You can't. There's no constant day. There's no there's no um exact or absolute day, moment, situation. Nothing like you didn't expect for this conversation to be like this. I didn't expect these questions to be as such. So it's like you can never you can only prepare for the unprepared. The only thing you can prepare to be is your utmost true to yourself, man. And if you don't feel like you cool enough, you gotta find something in you that motherfucking makes you feel cool so you can move in that spirit. Because don't let nobody try to knock you off your spirit saying, oh, that's not cool or that's not. Well, it might not be cool to you, but bitch, it's cool to me, so fuck you. You know what I mean? With love. And we can start again right now. How you doing again? Boom. Don't tell me I ain't cool because you ain't cool if I ain't cool. And I think you're pretty cool. So if you cool, I'm cool. Chill out.
Bringing it backward.